On her last morning at Bukit Tinggi Primary, Mrs. Suryani did not stand at the front and lecture as she usually did. She simply placed a cream envelope on the Heritage Corner display and folded her hands. The class fell silent. For 3 years, she had taught Year 5 history beneath the glass cases of the school museum, where old badges, faded photographs, and a battered school bell were arranged like quiet witnesses to the past. Now she was retiring.
I shall not say a long goodbye. Instead, I have left you something to find. A trail of clues winds through this very corner, through the things we have studied together. Read carefully, think slowly. The reward at its end belongs to whoever reasons most patiently.
She smiled at Devi, Marcus, and Hafiz, the 3 who had lingered longest over her lessons. Then she gathered her bag and was gone, leaving the envelope glowing in the morning light. Marcus reached the envelope first, but Devi laid a hand on his arm.
Open it gently. If this is a trail, the first clue sets the rule for the rest, and we must understand the rule before we rush ahead.
Marcus, who never liked to wait for anything, sighed but did as she asked. Inside lay a single card. Upon it, Mrs. Suryani had written,
Welcome, patient ones. Every clue I leave obeys one promise. I never lie, though I may disguise. Begin where our school first found its voice, beside the object that called pupils to learn long before any bell of yours.
Found its voice? That makes no sense.
A voice that calls pupils. Mrs. Suryani always said the old brass bell was the school's first voice, rung by hand in 1953.
The 3 of them crowded round the case. There, propped against the dented bell, sat a slip of paper folded into a neat triangle, waiting as though it had expected them all along. Hafiz unfolded the triangle with careful fingers. The message on it was baffling. It read QEBDFCQFPKLQDLIA.
It is not even English.
No. But look, each word has the right shape. 3 letters, 2, 3, 4. It is English wearing a mask.
She remembered something Mrs. Suryani had taught them about the Romans, who shifted letters along the alphabet to keep their orders secret.
A Caesar shift. Each letter is moved a fixed number of places. If we slide every letter forward, the true message appears.
Hafiz dug a pencil from his pocket. Slowly, testing a shift of 1 letter, they decoded the first word, but the result was nonsense. Devi, however, was not discouraged. A shift of 1 had failed, yet the method felt right. Patiently, she began again, this time sliding each letter forward by 3. letter by letter. The shift of 3 undid the disguise. Devi wrote the alphabet in a neat row and counted 3 places forward for each letter, working carefully so as not to stumble. THE became the, then gift, then is, then not, and at last, gold.
The gift is not gold.
For a moment, nobody spoke.
Whatever waits at the end, it is not treasure in the ordinary sense. We should not expect coins.
Hafiz looked faintly disappointed, yet Devi's eyes were bright. To her, the meaning mattered more than any reward.
Each clue must point to the next. Mrs. Suryani would not leave a thread that simply stops.
She turned the card over and found, in tiny print pressed into one corner, the next instruction quietly waiting. The new instruction was a riddle, and riddles, Marcus declared, were his speciality.
I have a face but never frown, 2 slender hands that point, not wave. I sat above your heads all year and counted out each lesson's grave. Find me, and beneath my steady stare a folded secret you may share.
A face 2 hands sits above us, counts time. That is no person, it is the clock.
He pointed to the old wall clock mounted over the heritage corner, its brass rim dulled with age.
Beneath its steady stare,
Tucked into the narrow ledge under the clock, almost the same color as the wall, lay a thin card. Hafiz stretched up on his toes and eased it free.
well reasoned, Marcus.
He had read the riddle's images, the face, the hands, the counting, and matched them to a single, ordinary object hiding in plain sight. The trail was teaching them to look at familiar things with sharper, more questioning eyes. The card beneath the clock bore no words at all. Instead, it showed a grid of dots and dashes ranged in tidy rows.
Morse code. My grandfather taught me a little. Each cluster of dots and dashes stands for one letter.
Marcus looked doubtful, but Devi handed Hafiz the pencil without hesitation.
Then this is your clue to lead. We each know a different thing. Together we know more.
Hafiz set to work, murmuring the patterns under his breath. The others watched, fascinated, as letters emerged from the rhythm like footprints surfacing in wet sand. It was slow, painstaking work, and twice Hafiz had to start a cluster again when he lost his place. He did not rush, though. He had learnt, watching Devi, that a careful second attempt beats a hasty first guess. Line by patient line, the hidden word began to take its shape upon the page. last, Hafiz lowered the pencil and read out the word the Morse had spelled.
Portrait.
The three exchanged glances. The Heritage Corner held only one portrait, a stern, framed photograph of the school's founding headmaster, Mr. Tan Kim Seng, hanging beside the honors board. They hurried to it.
There is nothing tucked into the frame.
Devi stepped back and studied the whole picture, refusing to be hurried. Something on the brass nameplate beneath it caught her eye. A small number engraved there read, oddly, as a string of back-to-front figures.
Look, the figures are reversed. Mirror writing. Mrs. Suryani has flipped them.
Held the right way, the reversed figures would give a 4-digit number. And that number, Devi suspected, was not a real label at all, but a fresh instruction, pointing them onward. Marcus fetched a small mirror from the science display to test her idea. The mirror confirmed Devi's hunch. Reflected in the glass, the reversed figures resolved into the clean number 7384.
That is no date. The school began in 1953. We saw it on the bell.
Exactly. So this number is something else dressed up to look like a label.
She gazed at the 4 digits, 7, 3, 8, 4, and a thought struck her.
What if each digit tells us a position? The 7th letter, the 3rd, the 8th, the 4th of something written nearby.
Her eyes traveled to the honors board where the school motto was painted in proud gold capitals. Wisdom keeps us steady. Quickly she counted. The 7th letter was K, the 3rd was S, the 8th was E, the 4th a D.
KSED, that is gibberish.
Devi, though, was already rearranging the letters in her head, certain that 4 good letters, properly ordered, must surely spell a word. Devi shut her eyes and shuffled the 4 letters about. K, S, E, D.
Move the K to the end. S-E-D-K? No. D-S-E-K? No.
Then her eyes flew open.
Desk!
She frowned, recounting on her fingers, refusing to let excitement betray her into a wrong answer. Carefully, she checked the motto once more, and the letters were indeed K, S, E, D. Rearranged. Desk.
Mrs. Suryani's old desk is still here, pushed against the back wall of the corner.
They turned as one towards the scarred wooden desk where, for 3 years, their teacher had marked their work and kept her register. It had 2 shallow drawers. Marcus reached for the nearest handle.
Slowly. We have come this far by reading every sign. Let us not trip at the final step through haste.
The upper drawer slid open with a tired groan, revealing only a folded sheet of paper and a small brass key. The key bore no label. The paper, however, carried a fresh message, and this one was scrambled in a way none of them had yet seen. Whole words sat plainly on the page, yet every word was written backwards.
Not another one.
This one is kinder than it looks. It is not a shift or a code. Each word is simply reversed, letter for letter.
She took the pencil and began reading each word from its last letter to its first. E-H-T became the. Y-E-K became key. One by one, she turned the mirror words right way round, until the sentence lay plain. The key opens the last case, where oldest history keeps its place. Hafiz weighed the little brass key in his palm. Somewhere in the heritage corner stood a locked case, and within it surely waited the end of Mrs. Suryani's long and patient trail. The phrase "where oldest history keeps its place" set Devi thinking hard. The heritage corner held several locked cases, and they could not try the key in every one without risk of forcing the wrong lock.
We must reason it out, not guess. Which case holds the oldest history?
The case of school sports trophies?
Yet the earliest of those dated only to the 1980s.
A cabinet of old textbooks?
Their spines showed they were younger still. DV walked the length of the corner slowly, reading each label as Mrs. Suryani had taught her to read every sign. At the far end stood a slim glass case she had often overlooked. Its single faded card read, "Founding Artifacts, 1953.
There, 1953. The very year of the bell, the year the school began. Nothing here is older.
It was the oldest history in the room, exactly as the clue promised. Hafiz lifted the brass key towards the small lock set into the case's wooden base. The little key turned smoothly, and the glass door of the founding case swung open. Inside, among a yellowed photograph and a frayed school tie from 1953, lay one object plainly newer than the rest. A slim wooden box polished to a soft shine. A final card was tied to its lid with ribbon. Devi read it aloud, her voice unsteady with feeling.
If you have reached this box, you have done what I always hoped you would learn to do. You did not force a single lock. You reasoned, and you waited when waiting was wise. That is the whole of history's craft, and the whole of a good life besides. Open the box together, for you solved this together.
Marcus, Hafiz, and Devi looked at one another. No one snatched the box, each laid a hand upon it. Slowly, carefully, with the same patience that had carried them through every coded clue, they lifted the lid as one, hardly daring to breathe at what their long reasoning had finally earned. Inside the wooden box, cushioned on dark blue cloth, lay no coins and no gold, just as the very first clue had warned. Instead, there were 3 slim notebooks, each bound in a different color, and upon each cover a name was written in Mrs. Suryani's careful hand: Devi, Marcus, Hafiz. Beneath the notebooks sat a folded letter addressed to all 3. Devi opened her notebook first. Its pages were not blank. On the inside cover, their teacher had written a single line for each of them.
To Marcus, your quick mind is a gift. Patience will make it wise. To Hafiz, knowledge shared is knowledge doubled. To Devi, you already see what others miss. Now teach them to see it too.
For a long moment, the 3 friends said nothing, each holding the small book that seemed to hold their teacher's whole understanding of who they were. At last, Marcus broke the silence and unfolded the letter meant for all 3.
My patient detectives, you may wonder why I hid your gift behind so many locks. I could simply have handed you these books on my last day. I chose not to. A gift received is soon forgotten. A gift earned is kept for life. Every clue you solved was a small lesson dressed as a game. The Caesar shift taught you that patterns can be undone if you find the rule. The reversed words taught you to look at the familiar from a new angle. The riddles taught you that the answer often hides in plain sight. And waiting, again and again, taught you the rarest skill of all, to think before you act. Carry these lessons further than this room. History is only the practice. Your own lives are the true puzzle.
Devi felt her throat tighten. The trail, she understood now, had never really been about the box at all. It had been their teacher's last and longest lesson. Word of the trail spread quickly through Year 5, and by the afternoon a small crowd had gathered at the Heritage Corner. The 3 friends found themselves explaining again and again how each clue had been cracked. Rather than boast, Devi did exactly as her notebook had urged. She drew the others in.
Try this one yourselves. Slide each letter forward by 3. Take your time. There is no prize for rushing.
Marcus, beside her, walked a younger pupil through his favorite riddle, while Hafiz tapped out a simple Morse word for 2 delighted girls. What their teacher had earned through patience, the 3 were now passing on. The museum corner, so often hurried past on the way to lunch, had become the busiest place in the school. Mrs. Suryani's quiet glass cases, her bell and her portrait, seemed to watch over the chatter with something like approval. The trail, it turned out, had not ended at the box. It had simply found new minds to travel. That evening, Devi sat at her own desk at home with her new notebook open before her. On the first blank page, she did not write about codes or keys. Instead, she wrote, in her neatest hand, the lesson the whole long day had taught her.
The impossible is only the patient made to wait.
She read it over and smiled. The brass bell, the mirror writing, the backwards words, and the founder's portrait, each had seemed baffling at first sight. Yet none had truly been beyond her once she slowed down and reasoned, step after careful step. Mrs. Suryani had not given them answers. She had given them a way of thinking, and that, Devi now saw, was the richest gift of all. Tomorrow she would meet Marcus and Hafiz, and together they would set a brand new trail of their own for the younger pupils. Gentler clues, kinder riddles, a first taste of the patient craft. She closed the notebook gently. Somewhere across the city, a retired teacher would have been quietly, deeply pleased.